water and sand between the lagoon and the open ocean. And as a result, it's probably harmed the water quality of Tarawa, of the lagoon, because there's less flushing of open ocean water coming into this area. But it's also hurt the sediment flow. And so one example of that is the islet of Bikimon, which, if you look on a map in the 1970s, is a green dot. It had trees, it had a maniaba, a community meeting hut where people would go and relax on the weekend and whatnot. And now it's only visible at very low tides. It has no trees left. Now Bikimon disappeared, or has largely disappeared, because of the change in sediment flow. So we have less sand going to that part of the lagoon, and more sand building up along the shoreline here. So that you have sand building up along the edges of the islets and along the causeway. Over time, too, the other problem we have is that the passageway that was created for boats, this little bridge up ahead under the causeway, has slowly silted up. And you can see now that we're here at low tide, that's the passageway on the right. It's deep enough underneath the bridge, but at low tide, unless you were in a kayak, you could not get through here. And so there's a lot of work that needs to be done on this causeway. For one, the whole thing is, there are plans to replace the entire thing. It is really broken and eroded on the surface. The potholes are terrible because it has been overtopping during high tides of the past